Hey guys, good morning, everybody. I'm gonna go and set the real quick and then we can get started. So October 29th, almost the end of the month. 6:20 right now, so we got 10 minutes till market open. So let's get everything all figured out right here. And we should be good to go for the most part. Solid. Let me zoom link out for you guys here in the premium. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm going to let people in right now. And we'll get started shortly. So everyone's making their way in right now, guys. It's 6:22 right now. We have about 8 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys had a great trading week so far. I'm ready to wrap up this week strong. Some news today, I believe. Let me check the news real quick. So with there being news today, we might have to, well, I mean, I need to be careful. You guys can trade however you guys like, but I would recommend being careful. So we do have Chicago PMI at 645. So we're probably going to look for the breakout. And then we have Chicago PMI at 645. Then at 7, we have revised UOM consumer sentiment, and then revised UOM inflation expectations. Also, it's tentative today. We have the Treasury currency report, which is high impact. When it's tentative, it's kind of tricky because we're not really sure if it's going to play out or not. But it is going to be high impact. So I do think it's going to play out, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see when that information is released and whatnot. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to analyze US 30. We have a lot of news coming up shortly, so I don't even know if I'll be trading myself. If I see something really good, then yeah, obviously I'll take a trade and whatnot. But if I don't, then I'm not going to force any trades, obviously. So let's get everything going right now. Morning, Adrian. Morning, Miles. Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Peter. Morning, Esther. Morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing good today. Like I mentioned, today's the last trading day. Friday is usually a very tricky trading day. And it's usually the most riskiest. Generally Monday and Friday are risky, but Friday is usually riskier because a lot of people are pulling out of the market for the weekend. So if you guys are new here and you guys aren't familiar with, how the market moves in seasons, and it also moves during the days of the week. So like Monday, when the market reopens, there's a lot of fluctuation in price, a lot of volatility spikes both directions because people are entering the market. Same with Friday, people are exiting the market. So you're going to see a lot of people either pump price up or pump price down, because when people pull out of their trades, say people are in buys, right? Because generally people are usually buying US 30. If people are buying US 30 and they're attempting to exit their position, they have to sell it, right? And when they sell it, they push price down. Vice versa, people will do the opposite. If they see people selling and price is very low, then people will buy the dip, right? You guys have heard that term before. People are buying the dip. When people buy the dip, they push price to the upside. So you get like a bit of I don't want to necessarily say manipulation, because technically it is manipulation, but some people consider it that because it happens like almost every Monday and Friday. It's just easier to consider it manipulation because it's not normal price movement. Either people are buying the dip or people are trying to exit position for the weekend. So generally, I usually don't trade on Fridays unless I see something really good. So if I see something good, then yeah, obviously I'll take a trade. But today's like the worst day to force trades, because I've seen people sometimes where you'll make a ton of profits with me all week, and then Friday you lose everything, like literally everything. Because what happens is I see people take a trade on Friday and then they lose and then they want to make it back. So what do? They revenge trade. And when you revenge trade, it's just a downward spiral. You'll take one loss and then you'll revenge trade that, and you'll try to double up your position to make that back, and then you just end up losing all your profit from the entire week. So I'm sure you guys have gone through that before. So what I do recommend is if you guys do trade today, it is a bit risky because there's a lot of news. So only take a trade if you absolutely are certain it's going to hit. Like if you're 100% confident, then take it. If you're not so confident, maybe lower your lot size or trade on a demo account if you really feel you need to trade, but you don't want to risk your capital, right? There's a lot of different ways to do it. If you have that FOMO to still trade, but not risk on funds, because Friday is going to be hit or miss, guys. It's either going to be a really good day for you and you're going to have a great first day of your weekend, or you're going to lose trades and you're going to enter this week feeling horrible because you're going to remember that I warned you not to trade today and you still traded. So, just from past experience, I'm just going to warn you guys now before we start with these trades. So, morning, Jez, morning, Brandy, morning, Christopher, morning, Professor, morning, Delmas, morning, Fahad, morning, everybody. So guys, just, keep in mind today's Friday. It's gonna be a risky day to trade. So if you guys want to trade, be careful. Only take trades that are absolutely certain. If you're not so certain, lower your lot size or just trade on a demo to play around. You can go a day without trading, guys. Just keep that in mind. You don't have to trade every single day. You don't have to take every single trade. So let's go and analyze stuff now. So looking over here at the retail sentiment, it's currently 72% short, meaning there's 72% of retail traders on the short side. So we're kind of looking to buy today. However, looking at the futures data is currently bearish right now. So it's 81 points in the red, meaning that bias right now is currently bearish. Looking over here at the technicals, let me go and turn on the pivots real quick. Right here, we have a bullish bias, and the reason for that is because price is above the pivot. The trend meter is blue right now, indicating that the trend is indecisive. However, it's currently in a short-term bullish bias. And the reason why it's short-term is because it just crossed above, right? It hasn't been above this whole time. Going over to the 3-minute, we currently have a indecisive bias, but it's leaning towards bearish. Reason for it being bearish is that the trend meter is red, and price is currently below, well, it was below the pivots, and it's attempting to shift to the upside. So the 3-minute right here is indecisive. Lastly, here on the 10-minute, we have a bearish bias. It's indecisive as well. So just looking at all 3 time frames right here, they're all pretty much indecisive. The 1-minute, it's indecisive with the trend meter. It just slightly pushed above the pivot, so it's kind of bullish right now, but it's not very strong. Looking over here at the 3-minute, it's bearish here, and it's slowly pushing to the upside. So it's trying to move to the bearish side, right? So it's attempting to be bullish. And the reason for that is because price is moving towards the upside pre-market. Market is opening in about 1 minute and 25 seconds. So when the market does open, we can confirm the fundamentals. If it pushes to the upside, then the bias is going to be bullish. However, keep in mind that we do have news coming up at 6:45. At 6:28 right now, so in about 17 minutes, we're going to have Chicago PMI, which is going to be very impactful on our position because US 30 is a future. So, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. So pretty much the future is going to get affected, Chicago PMI, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me see if there's any predictions for this. So they're predicting it to be positive. Yeah, so as you can see right here, level of diffusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers in the Chicago area. So just looking at this right here, and if you guys want to see like the explanation of this, just go here to Forex Factory, go to calendar, click on the actual news event, and it'll explain, why is it important. It directly affects US 30 and, a lot of other US assets. So it's medium impact. It might affect the market, it might not, who knows? It doesn't always affect the market, but it's something to look out for. I was thinking of a funny analogy this morning, but I'll probably go over that analogy during the mentoring session next week. I think Shawn will like it. It's kind of like it's like a cookout analogy about getting burnt at the grill. And I'll go over that analogy with you guys probably at the next live session or mentoring session, because I don't want to go over it and take up time here during the live trading. So as you can see right here, market is now currently open. Let's go and see what happened with the fundamentals over here. Refresh this. It's currently 85 points in the red. Looking at the index over here, this is currently very red. So it's very bearish right now. looking at price kind of dropped right here, but you can see prices just spiked below here, and it's starting to swing back to the upside. So we'll see what happens here on the open. In order for us to determine what direction to trade in. I mean, bias right now is currently bearish. It's now 70 points in the red. It's not very strong, but I mean, it is still in the red, right? We generally want it to be negative 100 points in the red, or positive green points in the green. So until we have that confirmation, it's going to be kind of hard for us to have a bias here, because it's just right down the middle right now. As you can see, price is starting to bounce back and forth. It's only at 63 points in the red right now. Over here, looking at retail sentiment, it's still 72% short. Looking at the futures data, it's still 72 points in the red as well. So currently right now with the fundamentals, we have a bearish bias, but you can see price is still pushing to the upside, right? So this is why you guys want to be careful. A lot of traps being set up here on Friday. Fundamentals are pointing towards the downside. However, looking at the technicals over here, they're still pushing up. So a lot of people are trying to buy that dip. So let me just refresh this. You can see the number here is starting to get smaller, right? So this is fine. This here, I wouldn't consider this really manipulation. I see this as people saw price drop down, and then people started buying the dip, and that's why price is going up, because the actual index is starting to move back into the green. So it's not necessarily moving unusually, because it's moving in the direction of the fundamentals. If fundamentals are pushing to the upside, then we're expecting the technicals to push to the upside as well. You can see it's only negative 16 points right now. So as you guys can see, and there was earnings today too. So just keep in mind there was earnings released all week today, or all week. I think Amazon was today. So it's stocks fall after big tech earnings miss. Amazon down 4%. So there's a couple of different stocks here, and everything's kind of tied to a lot of the stocks here in the Dow 30. The Dow 30 is like the top, 30 stocks in the US. So it's pretty much moving towards the upside right now. Just refreshing this again. It's only 17 points in the red. So as you can see, price is pushing to the upside, which is fine and normal. This technically would have been the breakout entry right here. However, it's too big of a candle, so I'm not going to take it, because I could anticipate it to swing back down. Also, it's at the London high right here. So the reason why I wouldn't want to take this trade here is because it can easily just bounce off here as well. So we'll follow this trade here. I mean, a lot of you guys already are familiar with the breakout strategy. So some of you guys probably took this trade. However, I'm not taking it myself. I'll follow it and I'll take some scalps as it moves up higher. However, I'm not going to take the trade. And because there's just too many areas here where it can bounce off. If I scroll up right here, you guys can see that it's getting close to the New York high and Asia high right there as well. But this is the breakout. I'll explain to you why is this the breakout. It's the breakout, but it is a risky trade. So you can see that the full TP would have been up here, but in order to reach that point, it has to touch these, it has to break through these two areas right here. This area was the Asia high and New York high. What generally happens is if price reaches this point, it tends to bounce right off it. Also, it had to break through this point right here, which you can see it rejected off. Meaning it had to bounce off this point right here as well. So definitely something to be wary of. So I don't really recommend anyone chase the move at this point, because it's pretty extended far up. It's gonna hit TP already anyways, right there. So as you guys can see right there, it already hit TP. Let's see. Yeah, missing super volatile. I got like partial to move. So I told you guys not to enter it because it was too risky. I only entered it because I saw the volatility right there. So what I did was, and I don't recommend anyone do this unless you guys really know what you're doing. So what I did here was I saw it spike down right here. And when it spiked down, I knew it was going to push right back up because I've seen this pattern before. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys heard that little click on my screen. I just entered real quick to lock in a quick profit. I was trying to lock in like about 1,000, but I was like, I saw it bouncing around and I just pulled out. So I locked in 690 off the trade. I don't recommend anyone do anything like that because it's very risky. The only reason I did it was because I knew what I was doing. If you guys know what you're doing, obviously you guys can pull it off too, but you guys have seen that before where price will kind of bounce. It'll bounce, it hit TP off here. I didn't catch the full move, obviously, but I wanted to catch the little push as it broke past here. The reason why I was confident about that move there was because price broke this area. So if you guys saw my analysis earlier, I mentioned that there's two important areas that price was likely to reject off, right? So price right here rejected off here, and then it broke above. And then for right here, I was mentioning that price could easily bounce off this point right here and then come back down. But what happened was price broke and closed above it right there. So right here, you can see, let me scroll a little bit. Right here, you guys can see that price failed to break and close above it, right? It bounced off it. But right here, price actually closed above it. When I saw that happen and I saw price get to this point, when it was moving back and forth, it generally does that where it just kind of bounces. And then I entered when it pulled back and I just locked in on like 100 pips right here. The volatility was too high, so some slippage hit me. I only locked in 690. I was trying to get 1,000 because I had my automatic TP set up. But yeah, once you guys get familiar with things and you guys start to see patterns, because I see these patterns every day. You know, I trade at US 30 every morning and I trade it every Friday. So I see how things move on Friday. I see how volatility acts, and I can make moves off that. You guys will get to that point eventually. You know, it just takes time and practice. Once you guys have enough time and practice, you guys can start picking up on little cues like that. But currently right now, if you guys are not familiar with it, then, you know, obviously that's why I wouldn't recommend you guys do it, because I don't want you guys to take a risky trade and then be upset that you took a trade that you know you probably shouldn't have taken. Same with the breakout here. There's a lot of reasons why I decided not to take the breakout, but if I took it, you know, it would have been a straight TP. So for you guys here who took it, looks like a lot of you guys did take it right here. So Noel caught it right here as well. I'll give you guys an update just so that you guys know that you should be out of the trade, because some people will take the trade and then not move the stop loss and profit, or they won't take profit. So I'll just post the update right here. If you guys did take it, you know, you should, and if you're not out of it yet, you guys should definitely be moving your stop loss in profit. So Noel caught it right there. Nice work, Noel. Yeah, so Noel right there, he caught it right there with a nice lot size, straight to TP. A lot of you guys caught it actually. Sisu caught it, and a couple other people over here caught it as well. Yeah, some people are asking if there's no YouTube today. I'm not streaming on the YouTube anymore, guys. I'm just focusing with you guys here on the Zoom because I'm just tired of dealing with trolls. So I'm still streaming with you guys every day, but for the YouTube, it's, you know, I don't really care about the YouTube anymore. If people want to have access to the live stream, I mean, they can sign up for K2. If not, then it is what it is, right? So yeah, you guys are still gonna have access to this. Don't worry about me like getting off the live streams, because I'll be on the live streams with you guys, because I trade. Either way, I'm going to trade in the morning, guys. Whether I do these live streams or not, I'm going to be trading every morning. So, you know, obviously I'm going to do this with you guys here so that I can focus on you guys and answer your guys' questions, because we do get a lot of questions in the Zoom. I mean, yeah, on the YouTube, which, you know, it's usually people that are just trolling, or they just have dumb questions that like don't relate to like what we're looking at here. So yeah, main focus is on you guys, right? I want to make sure you guys are profitable, you guys are consistent, and all your questions get answered before I, you know, help anyone else out. So, all right, guys, looking at this right here, there's no other entries available. I'll put the strategies up right now so that we can look for entries. However, we do have news coming up in about 5 minutes. So I'm not taking any more trades from this point because I'm going to wait for the news to pass. Also, if you guys are doing FTMO, if you guys are familiar, you guys want to be careful when news events come out, because you might get caught in violating your account if you're funded. I know they're not as strict when you're not when you're still in your challenge, but when you're funded, they get, because I've lost an account due to that before in the past. So that's why I only warn you guys, because I don't want the same thing to happen to you guys. Like pretty much every time I've lost an account with FTMO was due to technicality. I either held a trade over the weekend or on accident, or I ended up holding a trade during a news event that I wasn't supposed to. And, you know, I've been the guinea pig this whole time. Like I was the first one to ever do FTMO here in the group. Probably one of the first people, like in general, who did FTMO seriously, because I did it like about a year, 2 years ago. when nobody really knew about FTMO. What happened was I heard about somebody doing FTMO and I thought it was a cool idea. So I did it myself. I knew it was a huge because it was like a random company from like the Czech Republic that nobody knew about. But, you know, good thing that I figured it out. And I figured out all the kinks, like the problems with the requirements and stuff so that I can help you guys with that. Because, you know, someone's got to do it to teach others. Kind of similar with like these trading strategies, right? Like I've been trading for like 11 years. I was only able to like teach you guys how to do this stuff because I kind of went out of my way to learn all this stuff on my own. But you know, I'm glad to share this with you guys because I like my main goal with this stuff, guys, is seeing you guys profit. You know, seeing you guys profit every single day is probably like the best feeling from developing these strategies. Because I could technically, I mean, everyone always reminds me that I can do this on my own without helping people, but you know, where's the fun in that? So going back over here to the strategies, there's no entries that are available. Going over to the 10-minute over here, the daily strategy, in order for us to have an entry here, we need a valid signal. This is a pending signal here, but it is invalid. So in order for us to get a trade here, this would need to be a green candle with that green buy signal. Going over to the snipe entries, there's no snipe entries because we need a rejection off the pivots here. So there's nothing off that. Going over here to the 3-minute, there's no entry off here either. What we'll be looking for at this point is we'll be looking for price to pull back a little bit. So we want this to happen here. We want price to pull back down for a retracement signal, and then we want to catch it as it swings back up. By applying that, we're looking for an entry using the pivot scalp strategy because we need a valid K2 momentum signal, and we need it to be either below the K2 pivots or above. So in order for us to have a trade here, because it's above the pivots, we need a buy signal in this direction. In order to get a buy signal, we need to get an opposite signal to the downside and then catch it as it swings back up. Vice versa for this 3-minute daily entry. In order to take this, you know, just keep in mind that this is not an official strategy. It's just one that we're forward testing right now. In order to get an entry off this, we need to get a valid sell signal, and then we would catch that as it drops lower. But, you know, just a reminder, we have news coming up in 3 minutes. So I'm not going to be taking these trades either. Lastly, here for the high-low scalp, I'll mark up the highs and lows. So we have a high right here, and we have a low right here. And I do see your question right there. Yeah, you're asking about the indicator. The indicator is not out yet. I was trying to get it out yesterday, but I went to a hockey game, so I wasn't out at my desk at night. So I'll try to get it to you guys today, or if well, not today, not during the day. Probably by tonight. So hopefully by tonight I can get it to you guys. The only problem with that is that you know, there's like 200 or 300 members in the group, and in order for me to activate it, I have to put everyone's username in manually. So I might have to send out a notice to everybody to update their information if they haven't done so already. But I'll update it with what's already available because it should be fine. But yeah, hopefully by tonight. If not by tonight, it's gonna happen by this weekend for sure. So just keep that in mind. I know it's a busy weekend for a lot of people. It's Halloween weekend, but you know, I'll definitely try to set some time aside to grant you guys access. You can see here price is starting to come back down. So, and there's no entry for the 1 minute price to come down back up. We need a buy in order to have a pivot scalp strategy, and then in order for us to have a high-low scalp strategy, we need price to break structure. So no entries right now. News is happening about 1 minute. So I don't recommend anyone take any trades. Let me just review this to see where the fundamentals are sitting. Fundamentals are currently at 8 points in the green right now. Looking over here at the stock index, it's currently just right down the middle. There's not too much bias one side or the other. It's like half green, half red. But there's like one heavy red stock here. Apple's down about 6 points. Everything else is pretty much normal. Looking over here at the futures data, it's currently 23 points in the green, sorry. And looking at retail sentiment, it's currently 72 or 74% short, which is cool because we're looking for a buy anyways. News is happening right now. So let me check the news. Let me check the questions real quick. And then I will see if there's anything here that I can answer. Christopher said, my Asia high is higher than yours. Do I have wrong settings? Christopher, go on the, just go to any of the premium groups over here, like any of them, and just search K2 sessions high-low or HL. And then just make sure that you have these settings right here, Christopher. I don't know what your username is on here. If you want to message me, I can forward it to you. But if you just go in any of the premium groups, just type in K2 Sessions HL, and then the settings will be right there. If you need to upgrade yours, Christopher. All right, so the news just came out. Let's see what it was. News for Chicago PMI was, let's see. It was positive. So as you guys can see right here, price is starting to push to the upside, right? Because price is reacting to the news. So it's positive, price is moving up a little bit, but it's currently in a range. Now you can see it's in a range between the London high, Asia high, and New York high. So we'll see what happens here. I'm not going to enter any trades just yet. I'm going to wait a few minutes for it to stabilize and figure out, you know, how it's going to react to the news event. Because sometimes it has a late reaction. Sometimes price will just be slow, and then like 5 minutes later, it'll just spike, right? It happens all the time. So that's the thing that you guys don't want to get caught in, because sometimes you'll get caught in a lot of these fake outs where they slowly move price in one direction, and then they just dump it, or vice versa. You know, they'll push price in the other direction this way, or they'll just range it, and then a little later just spikes either up or either down. And I only know these things because you know, just like I mentioned, guys, this is all from experience, like from trading for so long and trading the same asset. Like it's different when you're trading a bunch of different assets, but if you're just trading one asset, like with me, US 30 only, and you've been trading it for, you know, quite some time, then you start to see these patterns, because the same pattern just repeat itself over and over again. Like this is such a heavily traded asset that it does the same things over and over again. So like if you do something enough, you'll start to catch little patterns, and then you can start making moves off that. So if this right here closes, this technically would be a long position using the 1 minute scalp. I think it's going to be a little risky, but you know, I'll follow it. Maybe I'll enter it. I'll tell you guys how I feel when it comes. It's going to close in about 20 seconds. So we need a valid buy signal in order for it to be a valid entry. However, if we don't get that, which you can see right here, this is why you guys got to be patient and wait for the signal to close, because if it doesn't close, then there's no entry. It doesn't look like it's going to close there, is it? So no entry off that. You know, that's why you guys got to be a little patient. This right here might close, it might not. If it closes invalid, then it's not going to be an entry, because you need a valid K2 momentum signal to take that trade. And this is exactly what I was just referring to, right? This is why you guys want to be a little careful when entering trades after news events release, because they might just push price up slightly to lure you in, and then let's dump it right back down. So, you know, it's just about being patient and waiting for this to smoothen out. So let me just scroll down a little lower and see what I'm missing over here. Randall said, Shawn, I'll message you about slippage later. Yeah, no problem, Randall. You can message me about that. Paul said he didn't take it. He's watching NASDAQ, definitely. Yeah, no, exactly. So Delmas said the trolls were here only to throw you off. Yeah, no, 100%, guys. You know, I've started to notice that as well. A lot of trolls just come into the group, and usually they're people from different trading groups, right? They try to come into K2 and they try to distract me so I can't take any trades or I make mistakes so that they can call me out on it. But, you know, it never happens. Like, usually when the trolls come in and bother me, I usually continue to win even more. So, no, I agree. You've seen it before, Delmas. I know you've been here for a while, so you've seen a lot of trolls come and go, and they try to distract me so that we miss trades, or that's why I take losing trades. But I don't think it's ever happened before. They try really hard to throw us off, but it never works in their favor. We usually end up winning more, which is funny, and they get even more mad and they try to troll even more. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to focus on this, guys. I'm not trying to deal with the trolls anymore. So I'm not going to be posting on the YouTube. I'll be listing it later for later viewing, but not necessarily going to be sharing anything on there. So here's the 1 minute pivot scalp if anyone. This is going to be kind of risky because this candle here is big. So I might have to pull back a little bit. So I'm not going to enter it right away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'll probably set a buy stop there and then catch it as it swings back up. Or it might be too late at this point. Let's see. Let's see if we can cash this down a little bit. back a little bit. Yeah, so what I might do at this point right here, guys, is I'll do the same thing that I was doing previously. I'll put a buy stop right here, and then I'll just catch it as it swings up higher. Yeah, so what I'll do right here, guys, is I'm not in the position yet. I'll just set a buy stop here, and I'll catch it as it swings up. So I know that this is a little tricky for some of you guys if you guys are using different brokers like me, because the pricing is a little different. I know the trading view price is a little higher. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set a buy stop, and I'll just catch it as it swings back up to enter the position, but I'm not going to enter it just yet. Let's see if I can set it. It's just kind of tricky because let me see, this price is higher. So I would have to subtract this price from the FTMO price. It's just a little off. So we're, just a reminder, guys, we're not in the position yet. Like I mentioned, when it's a big candle like that, it usually pulls back a little bit before it swings to the upside. So set a right there. And this is just the way that the market's been moving lately. It doesn't always move like this, but it's been doing this lately. That's why I usually wait for the pullback and then I catch it as it goes up. Usually we can just enter market order and then just catch it as it goes up. But lately it's just been very market's just been choppy. And I think the main reason for that's because of the earnings. Because earnings have been being released like pretty much every day this week. It's been earnings week. All right, let's see. Yeah, depending on the volatility too, it might so I'm currently in the position already, and it already hit my TP. So full TP off that. As you guys can see, this is why I was waiting for it. And yeah, I mean, quick move right there. So like that, no no stress or anything. We just waited for the entry to move, and then I took the trade there. So I mean, even if your pricing was a little off, the pricing was only off by like I think less than 10 pips. So you guys should have been okay. You guys should be out of the position already. So it was a quick little move right there. I'll give a little update and I'll post my profits as well. Just show you guys what I made off that trade. Yeah, if the whole buy stop thing is kind of if it's still tricky for you guys, what you guys can do is you guys can just wait for it. And then when it goes above, you can just enter a market order with the automatic TP stop loss like we've been doing to help with entering and exiting the trade. Because I know it is a little tricky. This is the pivot scalp strategy. All right, so let me just take a screenshot of my profits and I'll send you guys what I made off that. All right, so I'm up about 2,200 for the day so far. Not bad at all. Yeah, there's still some slippage going on because the price is just moving too fast. So I didn't really get the full profit off my other account, but it's okay. I'll show you guys what I made off this. All right, so earlier when I took like the partial move of the breakout, that's where I locked in the 690 right here. This is my pre-market move 560. And then this right here, 990 was the 1 minute scalp that I took right there. I locked in about 2,132 off this account. And then this account over here, my copier, I locked in 2,232. So same trades here. It's just the profits were a little different, right? This is 690. This is 590. Reason for that's because of slippage. Right here, this was 990. This was 1,190. You can see the difference there, right? I made $200 more on this account because, like I mentioned, the slippage here again. But yeah, if you guys took the trade there, you guys should have had no problem even for the buy stop because price went way past the TP. So there was like a bunch of times where it triggered the TP 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So if you guys took in, your pricing was even off by like a few pips, you should be fine because that should be able to cover it right there. So here, let's give a little update right here. Nice profits off those K2 US 30 scalps. All right, so let's get right there. I'll take a look at everyone's profits right now as well as we continue on. So let me just copy this stuff over real quick. Oops. Two groups over here. And I think we should be good. All right, I'll go over everyone's profits as well. So let me just scroll down a little bit, see what everyone else did right here. So Eunice over here, he was currently up 607. So nice work right there, Eunice. And then he took another trade off his other account. He locked in 152 off his personal. And then he took some more trades. He's now up 900. And then his last trade over here, he made 206 off his other account. So in total, he was up 1,100 in total today. So nice work right there, Eunice. Patricia over here, she said she's done for the day. She locked in a total of 3,447. Great work right there, Patricia. Roman over here. Roman locked in a total of 4,953. Great work right there, Roman. Badaddy over here locked in a total of 335. Nice work. Looking over here at Abraham. Abraham locked in a total of 275. So as you guys can see, it doesn't matter if you guys have a small account, a big account, you guys can still profit, right? There's a huge difference here. Eunice made 1,000 in total. Patricia made 3,000 in total. Roman here made 3,000 in total, or 4,000, almost 5,000 in total. So it really doesn't matter, guys. If you guys have a small account or a big account, you guys can still profit with this here, regardless. So let me just go over here and see what else I'm missing. Let me just scroll up right here. So Noel over here locked in a pretty nice profit. I'll scroll from up here. So Albert locked in a total of 330. Nice work, Albert. Angela locked in a total of 933. You can see that she's not trading US 30 with us. She's trading GJ on her own using the strategies. So she does pretty well. Her other account over here too, 335. Nice work, Angela. Sisuk over here locked in a total of 4,200. Great work, Sisuk. Noel over here, nice big win off that breakout. Looking over here, Romano locked in a total of 1,622. All wins, no losses. Albert over here again made some more profit, locking a total of 939. So this is pretty good for a Friday, guys. Like I mentioned, Friday is a risky day, but a lot of us still locking some pretty nice profit. Noel over here held on to NASDAQ as well. So he took the breakout for NASDAQ and for US 30, hitting profits both ways. Rick over here as well. Rick's currently up well over 2,000. So nice work right there, Rick. Great work. Scrolling down, Rick said, first time I caught it from start to finish, small lot sizes. So as you guys can see, when you guys take smaller lot sizes, if you're not so comfortable taking big lot sizes, you can still lock in some pretty heavy profit. So great work right there, Rick. He also took another one. So he's in profit a total of 3,191 for the day. Great work, Rick. Andy over here locked in a total of 2,148. Nice work, Jose. Patricia again right here, 3,447. We have Noel. He caught it all the way to the top right there, US 30. Cheryl over here, she's currently up about almost 8,000 for the week. Nice work, Cheryl. Looking over here, these are just my profits. I locked in 2,000 for the day off this account, 2,000 for the day on this account as well. Donovan over here locked in a total of about 200 right here off the buy. Paul locked in a total of about almost 900 right here, 890. So very close. Nice work, Paul. And then his profit for the week, he's currently up 6,045. Great work right there, Paul. And then Narith over here in profit, a total of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Close to well over 5,000 right here for Narith. So definitely some great wins right there. So as you guys can see, these are all different people in K2. It's not just like 1 or 2 or 3 people winning. And we do this every single day. So a lot of people say that we just get lucky. I mean, I guess we're lucky every day then, right? So other than that, guys, that's it for these trades. Let me see if there's anything else for us to look at over here. And it's always so funny, guys, to hear like people say that we're lucky here at K2. I mean, if we're doing this every single day, I mean, we must have some lucky charm, right? Who's a lucky charm here? Because you know, you can't do this every single day. You can't be profitable every single day and be going off luck. We're using actual strategy here and actual skill. So I just, you know, every time I hear people say that we just get lucky and we're just like, I mean, okay, if you want to call it luck, then call it luck, but I don't think that's luck at all. We have another news event coming up shortly, guys. Let's see. Let me scroll down a little bit. We have news coming up right now at 7. So this is why I wasn't taking any trades, because we do have revised UOM consumer sentiment coming up right now. It was actually just flat, so not really much of a change. So I don't really see much happening with price here. You can see price is kind of just going sideways now at this point. Let me just go over here real quick and scroll over here. And just another reminder, guys. So like yesterday I talked about this too, and I just want to remind you guys, right? A lot of you guys know how to make profit, right? I see people make profit every single day. The main problem with a lot of people is that they don't know how to keep that profit. Just like I mentioned at the beginning of the session, a lot of people will make profit all throughout the week, and then on Friday they lose everything because they revenge trade or over leverage. You know, there's a lot of different reasons why people like are not profitable. So here's like the main key that I need to, you know, emphasize. You guys know how to profit. What you guys need to do is to know how to not lose. That's the main key, because you guys can profit every single day. If you guys can just avoid your losses, like myself, right? I rarely lose. Like if you look at my trades here, I'm very careful about the trades I take. Like I post my profits every single day and I rarely lose, like rarely, right? These are all wins. These are all wins. You know, the day before that, these are all wins, because I'm doing exactly what I preach, right? I know how to not lose. The thing is, I know how to win. Obviously, it's clear. I can win trades. The main key with a lot of people is you have to know when not to lose and when to avoid trades. Like these losses here is because I was testing the strategy for you guys. I'm testing the brand new strategy. So I'm gonna have losses because I'm doing stuff that I'm not familiar with. But when I stick to what I know, like these are all wins here. If I stick to what I know, I don't lose trades. And that's something that you guys need to emphasize with yourself, right? The thing is, go back, if you're losing trades, go back and see what you guys are doing wrong. Because what I see with a lot of people too is they'll make profit with us during New York session, and then they trade during Asia because they just, you know, they feel like they need to trade, and they lose all the profits that they make during New York. And then it's just a cycle, right? They win in the morning with me, they lose at night. They win in the morning with me, they lose at night, and then they never make profit. Like I've seen some people who just keep going through their FTMO challenges every month. It's just like they make money and then they lose it and then they end up at break even. And then a month later, if they just didn't take any of those losses, they would have passed their FTMO easily if they would just not trade during Asia or not trade during London. You know, sometimes you guys just have to take those L's to really understand. You know, some people are just stubborn, and that's okay. That's fine. I was stubborn myself. That's why I've been trading for so long. And it took me a while to become profitable. But once I started realizing what my issues were with trading, you know, it became like almost infinity with profits, because like now I don't even lose trades and I just keep stacking these profits over and over again. So, you know, just a word of advice to you guys, for you guys who feel discouraged, don't worry, everyone's been there, including myself. But once you guys are real with yourself and you start to realize what you've been doing wrong, that's when you can overcome that hurdle, because this is not a new hurdle. This is a hurdle that everyone still goes through every day. People have been going through it. They just don't want to be real with themselves and really, you know, drill down on what they're doing wrong. So don't worry, guys. If you're in that position, you guys know how to make profit. So like, just think about this. If you guys can go down your list, just go to your list of trades for the week, right? And this is what you'll do. Like what I just did right here, I just showed you guys that I had a couple losses, and I could point out exactly why I had those losses. Just take a screenshot of your trades for the week and then just say, okay, why did I win this? Or if you don't care about winning because you know that you know how to win a trade, then just avoid the wins. Go to your losses and say, why did I lose this trade? You know, there's a reason behind it. You either entered a trade without all the requirements being met, you made a mistake. And this is a problem. A lot of people make mistakes and they don't want to own up to it, right? They want to blame the strategy. They want to blame me. They want to blame something. They always want to blame something other than themselves. Sometimes you guys got to blame yourself. You got to say, oh, I took this trade. And I know I took this trade because I was testing the new strategy and I was doing some stupid variation to it because I was getting greedy. You know, once you have so many wins like this, you start to get greedy and then you have a loss there. So you just got to be real with yourself, guys. That's key. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else for us to take right now. This is all the news for this morning. So we kind of have a free, well, not really free market because we still have this tentative treasury currency report. So if I do see something good, I'll take the trade. Otherwise, I'll go down the questions right here and answer all the questions that you guys have. Yeah, I mean, we'll wrap the trading session. So if I see something good, I'll take it. I'll let you guys know. However, I'm going to be a little careful because price is currently between all of these previous session highs and lows, right? It's right in between the Asia high, New York high. It's also in between the London high. So what could happen here is price can easily bounce off either of these. It'll probably just range within here, and then price can easily break out in either direction. So that's kind of why I'm a little cautious. And today's Friday, like I mentioned, I'm already happy with my profits for the day. You guys have seen my screenshot. So like, looking at my profits for the day right here, I'll just add it up for you guys to show you where I'm sitting for the day. And this is Friday, just Friday, 2,132 plus 2,232. So I'm currently in profit 4,364 for the day. This is like good profit for the day, right? If you make anything over 1,000, that's good profit for the day. Like here, I'll do the math for you guys as well. And I've done this before. So basically, a lot of people here just want to make six figures, right? Six figures is not that much money if you guys, and that's not me like down talking it, but realistically, it's not that much money because so if you want to make six figures, 100,000, right, a year, that's what you want to make. You divide that by 12 months in a year. You divide that by 4 months or 4 weeks in a month. And divide that by 5 days in a week because we trade 5 days a week, right? Monday through Friday. You only need to make $416 a day. That's how much profit that if you only want to make six figures, this is literally all you have to make every single day. If you make more one day, that carries over to the next day, et cetera, right? Eunice here, like, I'll just put Eunice on the spotlight right now. Eunice's goal every day is to make 1,000 euros, right? That's his goal. His goal to make 1,000 euros. If he makes 1,000 euros a day, let me just add that here. So he makes 1,000 euros a day times 5 days a week. That's 5,000 euros a week times 4 weeks in the month. That's 20,000 euros in a month, and then multiply by 12. He's making 240,000 euros a year. Just making that goal, right? It's really easy, guys. A lot of people have goals, but they don't really have goals, right? They say they want to make six figures, but they don't know the numbers. These are the numbers, guys. It's not that difficult. You can literally take like 1 or 2 trades with me and make 400, and then you can just call it a day, and there's your six figures, right? Just be consistent every single day. And I think that's what a lot of people need. They need a goal to reach, right? I feel like a lot of people are trading just blindly. You guys just keep trading. You never stop. And then you end up getting greedy and you lose all your profits. If you just have a goal in mind, like, okay, I want to make six figures or I want to make 200,000, you only have to make X amount of profit a day to reach that goal. It's not that difficult. It's just basic math. So, yeah, that's another thing that I recommend to you guys. There's a lot of things that I can recommend to you guys to get better at trading. But I think one of the main things is also having a goal so that you guys have something to work towards. So if you make 1,000 today, call it a day, go take a break. That's why for me, when I make X amount of profit per day, then I just call it a day. I don't have to keep trading because I know that tomorrow is going to be another day for trading. The trading doesn't go anywhere, guys. It's never going to go anywhere. You can keep trading every single day. You don't have to trade every single trade. Like this right here. This is an entry right here. I missed it, unfortunately, but this is me being cautious because, and this would have hit TP right there already. This is me being cautious because I do have this pending news event right here. So here, let me just go through the questions real quick, guys. If you guys do have any other questions, drop your questions and I'll just zoom through the Zoom chat to see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. But yeah, if you guys caught that, great work. Nice. Duggan's already having his beers over here. He said, enjoy the profits, K2. Cheers for the month. No, definitely Duggan. And Duggan is over there in Australia. So this dude, it's like opposite time. Over here for us, it's morning. So we're obviously not drinking Guinness, but Duggan over there, it's like nighttime for him. Rick said, thanks for calling me out, Shawn. All right, let me just scroll down real quick. DeAndre said you was a lawyer, Shawn. Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar, I am a licensed attorney. Before I became a full-time trader, I was a licensed attorney at a big firm out here in Newport Beach. So I'm like, aside from like other traders, like, a lot of people have like that stigma against traders where they're just kind of dumb and they're like, they're not educated. Like I'm a licensed attorney and I passed the bar here in California. So I'd like to think that I'm a little educated. Um, so yeah, before this, I was an attorney. DeAndre just mentioned that. And the reason why I stopped working as an attorney is because it was too stressful. Right? I was working like 12-hour days. Now I trade with you guys for an hour a day, and it's not really like work. I kind of just hang out with you guys here. We hang out, we trade, we make profit, and then I go on with my day. And I hang out with my dog all day. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys have seen like, I cook for Kai every single day. And we just hang out. That's, and that's what I realized over time, guys. Over time, it's more so about enjoying life than, working yourself to death. No matter the the money you can make not trading, but working a normal job. So that's why I trade now full time. Well, I don't even trade full time. I trade an hour a day, which is not really that much. All right, let me scroll down a little bit, see what else I missed here. Paul said didn't take Paul said didn't take any trades. I'm goofing off on a demo. Yeah, no, that's fine, Paul. Jennifer's question is asking, does the momentum signal alert only go off if both parts of the indicator correlate? No, that is, so if you set an alert, Jennifer, for the momentum signals, it's only for these here. So let me just turn this on here. So if you're using the K2 momentum indicator and say you set an alert here, right, using the K2 momentum, so you go to signal fired right here, and basically, wherever you set it, once per bar close, that's when you'll get the alert. But when you get this alert, it's only for the signal here. It doesn't correlate with the trend meter on the bottom. It's just, it's strictly based off the momentum right here. So you can set an alert for like other stuff, but that alert would only be for this specific indicator right here. So let me scroll down a little bit. iPhone's asking, what do you lean more when the sentiment is 50% shorter buy? So if it's 50% shorter buy, I'll go leaning towards where the fundamentals are pointing, iPhone. So the fundamentals are bullish and the sentiment is 50-50, then I'll trade bullish. If the fundamentals are red, vice versa, then I'll go for a sell. Nice. Paul said, got it. He's done for the day. Nice. Abraham caught the trade earlier too. Paul caught a partial profit. He locked in 890 due to slippage as well. Yeah, I know the slippage kind of sucks today. Nice. Abraham said, close my MT4, done with 4 trades for the day. Nice work, Abraham. That's key. And that's another thing too, guys. So like for me personally, I know that I'm a little bit of a gambler and I have FOMO sometimes. So when I go off the live session and I'm done trading for the day, I leave. I leave my office and I go to the gym, or I walk my dog, or I do whatever I need to do to be away from the charts, right? Because and that's something that a lot of you guys need to do too, because I see some people sometimes where they'll be done, they'll say they're done trading, but then they keep trading because they're at their computer. So if that's the same problem with you guys, what I recommend is just, turn off your computer and then go do something. I don't know, go to the beach if you guys are near the beach like I am, or go shopping, or do whatever you guys need to do to get away from the screen, because that's another problem that a lot of people have. Christopher's asking, Shawn, do you set those buy stops on the 3-minute strategy too, or just the 1 minute? I mean, it works for anything, Christopher. It doesn't matter what time frame it is. If you're on the 10-minute, say if you're trying to get a say if you're trying to enter, I don't know, a trade here, like for example, this right here, this 10-minute buy. I didn't take this daily entry, and I usually don't take the daily entry on Friday because we need to close the trade before market closes. The daily entry could sometimes run for 24 hours. So if that's the case, it's going to be impossible to hold it over the weekend. So say for example here, Christopher, it doesn't matter what time frame you're on. If you want to set a buy stop here, because say this position is currently in drawdown right now, if you want to enter this late, it wouldn't matter if it's the 1 minute, 10-minute, 3-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, daily, whatever you want to call it, it would still be the same. Your buy stop would still be in the same place where you would re-enter the trade. So it doesn't make a difference whether you're on that specific time frame or any other time frame. It depends on when you're looking to enter the trade. But I don't recommend anyone take the daily today, because if you're on a challenge, it's fine, because I think you could still hold trades over the weekend. But once you're funded, like a lot of people are here, you can't hold trades over the weekend unless you're on the swing account. So I don't necessarily recommend it. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. Jennifer said, decent for a play account. I have to get used to how the broker calculates pips on US 30. Yeah, what you can do, Jennifer, is you can either take a really small lot size of 0.01 to see like how much profit you make or loss you make, or you can just message the broker. I mean, whichever one works best for you. You know, depending on what broker you are, some brokers are helpful, some are not. So if you do message the broker, just ask them how much is a payoff worth trading as your 1.00 standard lot, because then you can base the math off that. You can just make deductions or you can make additions to it depending on what the broker gives you as information. Yeah, RAV said a 10-minute daily. I'm not taking the daily RAV because of that specific reason that I mentioned earlier, because it's Friday, right? Because you don't want to hold the trade over the weekend. It's 7 right now. Market is closing in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 in about 6 hours. So when the market closes, you don't want to be caught in that position. I know right now you're still in your challenge, but you don't want to get into that habit, right? If you get into the habit where you're like, oh, I can still hold it over the weekend. Once you get funded, you can make an issue with that. Oraine's asking, hey, Shawn, what software or expert advisor are you using to exit trade so quickly? I have automatic TP stop loss. So it's a built-in feature with MT4. Oraine, you just right click on your MT4 chart and then you click depth of market. When you click on depth of market, this pop-up will come up right here. And then right here, you'll have your lot size. Right here, you have your stop loss. And then right here, you have your TP. So once you enter this at market, it automatically places your TP stop loss on the MT4 for you. Jennifer's asking, do you set TP stop loss, use EA to hide stop loss and TP from broker, or do you enter it? So since we're scalping, that doesn't really like affect it too much, Jennifer. I know a lot of people are worried that when they put a TP stop loss that the broker is selling their data to, I don't know, the market maker or whatever. We're scalping, so we're like in these trades so quickly within a few minutes or so, where it doesn't really matter, right? Because it's going to hit your TP or it's not within a few minutes. And it's not quick enough for them to send that data to the market makers. That's why I prefer to trade scalping versus intraday, because I know some people trade intraday, and you'll see sometimes price will get really close to your TP, and then for whatever reason it just reverses complete opposite. And a lot of people don't believe in manipulation, but I 100% believe in it because I've been trading for so long and I've seen it happen so many times where brokers do sell your data to the market makers, and they know where all the TPs are sitting, they know where all the stop losses are sitting, so they'll make you think that your price is going to go straight to your TP and it just reverses on you. That's why I don't really like trading intraday or swing. I know some people do well at it, but it's just not my way of trading, right? And that's another thing that I have to advise you guys, right? You guys need to figure out your style of trading. If you like to intraday trade, then stick with intraday. If you like to scalp, then stick with scalping. I personally like scalping because I feel like the market is less manipulated because you're in and out of the market so quickly where they can't really manipulate your entry, right? You just you see something, you catch it, and you get out. A lot of the biggest traders in the world, like a lot of institutional traders, they don't trade long term. They only trade during the New York session or whatever session they trade. They trade within that little time frame. They scalp in between, and then they're out of the market. So what I do recommend is, if you guys know how you trade, then just focus on that and master that way of trading. You don't have to scalp if you don't like scalping. I know some people, they get nervous when they scalp. So if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Just switch your way of trading to what you actually like to do. But yeah, I don't manually do it, Jennifer. I have it automatically set. So like I mentioned over here, like earlier. So earlier over here, we took the buy, right? Or I had a buy stop for that. I had that set to, like, in order to set that, you just you set up a new order, and then you'd use this. I can't copy it over. I don't know if you guys saw that, but if you set an order up, you can preset it too. But generally, if I'm just entering at market order, I have my depth of market here. So like, for example, this second trade over here. Oh man, I can't even move this stuff over anymore. Sorry guys, I don't think I can drag. I don't know if you guys can even see that on my screen, but every time I try to drag it over, it just disappears. But anyways, I don't manually set it. I automatically set it. So whenever I enter a trade, it just automatically plots my TP stop loss for me. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. Abraham said, yeah, I lowered my lot size since Friday. Good day. Good for the day, definitely. Plaza didn't trade NAS, wasn't following fundamentals. News slightly positive. Kenny said, it's the luck of the Irish. Not really. Luck wouldn't work always. You said in previous lifetime, Shawn was Warren Buffett's mentor. Let me scroll over here real quick. Siobhan said, for real, man, it's still taking me taking time for me, and it's my third year. Yeah, no, it's all right, guys. So like Shawn here said that he's been trading for like 3 years. It's okay, guys, because like for me, I didn't have my breakthrough until like 4 years in. And the difference with me though is that I never had a mentor, right? I never paid for a course. I never paid for a mentor. I learned all this stuff on my own. That's why I know this stuff so much, because I learned all this stuff through trial and error. All I did was I watched every YouTube video, every Google site I can find with trading information, and I learned how to do this stuff all on my own. So that's why it took me a while to like learn stuff, but I didn't really have my breakthrough with trading where I was profitable until like maybe 4 years in. I lost a lot of money until I got to that point. And then from there, I started creating these strategies. So like 4 years in, I was profitable. 2 years into that, I created my strategies. And then from there, that's when I started helping you guys and sharing my strategies with you guys. Because they work, obviously, you know, everyone here is doing well. So I figured I might as well share with you guys, because eventually my strategies are going to get out at some point, right? It doesn't matter. Like you guys can try to be as secretive as you want with your strategies. They're going to get out at some point. So I figured I might as well share with you guys and just help other people be profitable as well, because I was in the same position as you guys at some point. All right, there's still no entries available right now, guys. There was a sell entry right here, but I didn't really want to take it because the retail sentiment is still short, but it would have hit. So if you guys took that sell right there, that would have hit right there. But I think I'm done trading for the day. So right now I'm just answering all the questions here. And then if there's anything else that I see that's good, then I'll take it. However, right now I just don't really see anything that's really too enticing to enter into right now. So let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, no, definitely. Shawn said I gotten better with Shawn. No, definitely. And that's my goal here. I'm here to help you guys get better with your trading. Abraham said, yeah, I go through the losses and check why I did the losses are true, and then he realizes that he would force a trade, and it happens all the time. It's all about you know, identifying where your problems are, where your weak points are, and getting better at it. Paul said my problems were lack of patience and not following the fundamentals. No, definitely, and now you're doing a lot better. Talanji said, how do you set alerts to let you know when your TP stop loss has been hit? So Talanji, if you want to set an alert on TradingView, you just right click, add alert. And then depending on where your TP stop loss is, you can just set the value right here, you know, specific price. And then down here, you can set a message like US 30 TP hit. Or if you want to change the number there to the stop loss, you just change that to stop loss hit. And that's how you get alerts set up on TradingView. Abraham said aiming for 250 a day. No, that's very possible, Abraham. You know, I've looked at your profits so far, like you've been doing so good. Like, look at you, you're already hitting your goal here. Your goal is 250 a day. You already made 275 this morning, so you did pretty good. Nice. Abraham said, I'm going to put a K² trade sticker on my H2. Nice. Yeah, it's a cool Hummer. I remember like like way back, I always wanted a Hummer until I realized like that they're like crazy gas guzzlers. It's like, even now I have a Tesla Model X. I still don't like paying for gas, even though, you know, it's not a big deal to pay for gas. I personally just don't like paying for gas, especially in California right now. The gas prices are crazy. It's like $6 a gallon in some areas, which is, I mean, it's pretty insane. Like I was going to buy a Urus this year, but I was like, no, I can't drive that everywhere. I mean, technically I could, but I'd be blowing so much money driving a Urus or a G-Wagon, which I was planning on getting this year, but I'm going to hold off on it. Jennifer said, seriously, LOL, 6 figures, please. Yeah, and like, so Jennifer, like, you know, breaking down the numbers here, guys, I mean, she said 7 figures. So like, if you want to make $1 million, guys, like this isn't going to happen overnight, but it's very possible. So like, this is $1 million, right? If you want to make $1 million a year, this is how much you need to make trading every single day. So you divide that by 12, you divide that by 4, you divide that by 5. So every day you need to make 4,166, right? To make $1 million a year. It seems like a lot, guys, but if you guys look at my profits for today, you know, how much did I make today? I made well over that. And that's why I don't really care to trade more today, because I don't want to risk losing all my profit taking a risky trade. Like you guys can see this, right? And if you guys do the math for all my trades that I take every day, like how much did I make yesterday, right? 2,800 plus 2,700. Where's that number aligned with this right here, right? It's all about consistency, guys. Like if you guys can be consistent and lock in X amount of profit, like I don't have to tell you guys how much profit I make a year, you guys can literally just go down here and you guys can just add up what I make a day trading, right? If that is more than this number, then you guys can kind of use your logic to figure out how much profit I'm likely to make if every year if I'm making this much profit a day, right? And it's not that hard, guys. It's like basic math, literally. So that's why I don't really flaunt like my profits or anything like that, because I already know what I'm gonna make, guys. It doesn't matter what I make, it matters what you guys make. So you guys should not be focusing on what other people are making. You guys should be focused on yourself, because you guys can be at that point as well. So let me just scroll down a little bit. And yeah, Sam said to subtract 20% from FTMO, but even if you subtract 20%, it's still pretty much up there. So like, you know, like the profits from yesterday, right? So if you subtract the 20% from FTMO, it's still pretty close. So what were my profits from yesterday? Okay, so like this right here, right? 5,221. So 5,221 plus 5,421. So that's that much for one day, right? You multiply that by 80%, you're still taking home that much. So it's not really a big difference. A lot of people like take that into account. I mean, obviously you have to take into account that FTMO takes your cut, but 20% is not that much, guys. Like I know a lot of people go to like these other funding companies because they're offering a bigger cut. Like the extra 5% is not going to make, it's not going to make or break your bank, right? And the thing is, I prefer to trade with a company that's more established and that's more well trusted. I'll let them keep their 20%. It's no big deal. I'm still making profit off it. But yeah, other than that, let me just scroll down a little bit. Randall said, Shawn, I really appreciate the honesty on being real about how to make profits in these markets. Heavy on the mental this morning. No, definitely. And that's the main problem, guys. Like the thing is, we have a strategy here that works perfectly fine. And you guys know that, right? It's proven every single day that the strategies work. The main thing is just the mental. A lot of people aren't able to use that trade psychology to hold on to those profits. They just end up losing it when they trade on their own, when they could just be not trading and just like saving it for the next day. But you know, sometimes you guys just have to learn on your own. That's what it really is. Abraham said, no, man, you're not a little educated. You're perfectly well educated. No, definitely. Dean said, no wifey, Shawn, too focused on the money. No, you guys will see what happened at the end of this year. No, I do have a girlfriend. I'm probably gonna be getting married either this year or next year. You know, because my girlfriend that I'm with now, she's literally been with me when I didn't know and I didn't have anything. When I was like the worst trader in the world, she was literally the one supporting me. But you know, she stuck around and now she's reaping the benefits of K2 and myself. Jennifer said, oh, dumb buggy. I thought the trend meter momentum was the one indicator in one. Yeah, no, they're two separate indicators. Rick said, no comment on the keep trading. All right, Christopher, we'll see you next week. Christopher just ran off for the day. John said he took the 1 minute short. Oh, nice. So John actually took the 1 minute H high-low short. I'm not sure which one you took here, John, but it looks like you probably hit, oh, you probably took this one right here because your message was at, yeah, so you took that right there and it looks like it's about to hit your TP, it looks like. I'm not sure which one you took, but hopefully you hit your TP. I don't really see one here, so I'm not sure if you took a different one because this one right here wouldn't because you sent your message at 7:16. This one right here actually bounced off it, so it would need a close below it. Like looking at the requirements right here, price can't touch it before it breaks and close. So this one right here broke and closed, but this one over here touched it before it broke and closed. So I wouldn't classify this as a valid entry using that strategy, but hopefully you made profit off it. Let me scroll down a little bit. Al said, my MT4 doesn't show the depth market tool. Al, are you on the MT4 platform on the computer? Because I see that you're on your iPad. If you're on your iPad, it doesn't have that feature. You need to have the computer version or Mac version or whichever, like the actual computer, like where you can click and stuff. It's not available on the iPad or the iPhone. And make sure that you have the actual application too, because a lot of people had that issue in the past. They were using the Apple version, which was the iPad version on their computer. Just make sure you're using the actual MT4. Abraham said, I tried and tested today. Love that new strategy. No, definitely, Abraham. Glad to see. Sam said, wow, 3 minute daily full TP. So yeah, whoever took the daily here after 3 minute, I'm not gonna count it as a trade because we didn't take it, obviously, but it looks like some people did take the trade. I didn't take it myself, but if you guys did take it, it looks like it would have hit. Or actually, I think it's still running, or I think it's still running right now, Sam. So it's running in profit. I mean, it's about to hit TP, it looks like, but yeah, I'm not in the position. But I mean, yeah, cheers to whoever took the trade. I think it'd be good. All right, let me get through these questions real quick. I gotta go boxing in a little bit. I got boxing at 8:30, so I need to get off the session by 8. Let's see. Rick said you sound like a conspiracy theorist, Shawn. Right? Abraham said be a sniper, one target, one time, definitely. Jennifer said when you've traded long enough and had enough of your money hunted, you'd be Rick. You'd be too Rick, right? Rick, 100%. Rick said, I think that now, plus a little inside joke with Shawn. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you're new here, Jennifer, so you're just meeting Rick. You'll get to know Rick a lot more while you're part of K2. You'll see Rick around. Abraham said, careful, Shawn, don't want to open a trade by mistake. I agree. Yeah, guys, so I also, I didn't tell you guys yet, but I bought more monitors. So like my issue with MT4 is I have 2 monitors here. I have my trading view right here and my MT4 right here, but I also have the chat on the same box. So I bought a couple monitors so that I can have a separate monitor just for MT4. So that's going to help a lot with not taking these trades on accident. Jennifer said, Shawn, did you ever learn anything from baby pips? I saw Cowabunga on your screen somewhere. Yeah, so I tried to go through baby pips, but it just wasn't for me. It was just so boring. It was a boring education platform. I did look through stuff. I did see the Cowabunga strategy. I did try that a long time ago. So probably like 4 years ago, I was using Cowabunga, and it does hit sometimes, but it's not like 100% accurate. So like I did use it for a while and it did work. And when it stopped working, I just stopped using it. But I do have the setup on my templates here. I don't even remember how that strategy works, but I knew that it was profitable for one period, and then it just tanked from there, stopped working. So I stopped using it, and that's when I started to create my own strategies. Noel said 2 years till I hit my breakthrough. Over trading was my problem, and patience. No, definitely, Noel, and that's key that you understand it. That you understand that. A lot of people don't understand that, but now that you know, you can obviously do better about that. Abraham said, "Down the gas is crazy. It's about 15 for an hour cruise." Yeah, I know it is. Said, Shawn, you're funny. Abraham said, maybe possible with for a mill with a large account size. No, yeah, definitely, 100%. Let's see what Peter sent over here. Why buy gas? Exactly, right. That's why I got my Tesla too, because I got Tesla during COVID, and a lot of people thought I was like crazy because like a lot of people were out of work, and I was just like, fuck it. Because what happened was I passed my FTMO like last June, and I got my first payout, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go buy a new car. So I went and I bought a Tesla Model X. Like I didn't even go for the smaller Tesla. I went for the full Model X because I already knew, like once I passed FTMO, I already knew I was gonna start making a ton of profit with FTMO. So I kind of bought the car before I had the money, but thankfully I've been good with FTMO like for over a year now, over almost 2 years now, and they've been good to me. That's why I stick with FTMO. They pretty much paid for my car, my Tesla Model X, like brand new. And a lot of people were like tripping out because they're like, man, why is this guy buying a brand new car that's like over 100K? That car is pretty expensive. Like, not gonna lie, guys, when I first bought it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be okay. And then when I had to actually pay for it, I was like, damn, this car is really expensive because you got to pay for taxes and you got to pay for all the extra stuff. So I was only expecting to pay like under 100K. I had to pay like nearly 130K in total for like that car. But I love the car. The car is good. You guys have seen it before. I think I do have some pictures here of it, of the car. Most of you guys have seen it already because I posted it on here before. Yeah, so this is the car, right? I had it wrapped in chrome blue for profit blue. Obviously, you guys get the pun there. All my screens are always blue. So I got it wrapped in profit blue, which is chrome. It's a chrome profit blue. So whenever people see me driving, they know exactly why, like where I am, because that car is like, it's like a mirror. It's like a blue mirror. a blue foil just like flying through the freeway. And you guys will probably, if you guys are ever in California, you guys will see me. You guys will know exactly, um, you'll know exactly where I am. Jennifer said, anyone who lives in New York or California knows that's not a lot. Yeah, no, exactly. It's not. And, you know, I live in Orange County, so it's like, it's definitely a lot here. Like everything here is so expensive. Let me scroll down a little bit. All right, Patricia. Patricia said, thanks, Shawn. See you next weekend. So Patricia's done for the week. Let me scroll down a little bit. All right, everyone's having their side convos. I just want to make sure I answer everyone's questions before I get off the live session. All right, Professor, see you next week. Professor's gone for the day. Donnie said, ran out Staples Center so we could all join the way. Right, Donnie? Might have to do something like that. Abraham said, I plan to marry this year too, but December. But if I'm not profitable, she's gonna get pissed. FT Funding Talent screwed him over. Yeah, no, exactly. They screwed me over too. Jennifer said, I'm going to use my K2 income to get myself a mail order groom. Yeah, why not, right? It's funny. I don't know if you guys saw that meme. There's like a meme of like the sugar mama on Instagram where she pays this guy like a 15K allowance every week. And he has to do pretty much everything she says, which is funny, but I mean, it happens. Yeah, it does happen. It's a real thing. Yeah, I agree with you too, Kenny, 100%. Sam said, oh, so we haven't figured out what the TP hit right here, Sam. So whoever took this 3-minute daily entry, it hit TP. Yeah, it's a fixed TP stop loss of 500 pips. This is pending because we're just trying to figure out what the sweet spot is for it. You know, we found the sweet spot for the daily, but this is a sweet spot for the 3-minute. We haven't figured it out yet, but 500 has been like working lately. Rick said K2 is going big, more than one monitor. Right, Rick? Definitely. D's asking, can anyone explain what the depth of market tool is on MT4 desktop? I can't find it for the life of me. So D, open your right click on your chart, and then there's going to be a couple options. I'm looking at it right now. I would move it over to this chart, to this screen, but I can't. I've been trying to move it over, but I can't. So if you right click on your chart of MT4, the first one's going to say sell limit. The second one's going to say trading. The third one's going to say depth of market. That's going to be the one that you want to click on, and that'll open it for you. Nice, yeah, the dead. He took the full TP off that as well. Abraham said, yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, Abraham. Yeah, the color is nice. I like the blue color on it, and you know, it does reflect profits, which was what I was aiming for. D said, does anyone know why I can't click on the MT4 desktop? I'm on a Mac. I know right click, got a hold option, but won't work. I'm on a Mac 2D. You might have to enable the right click option on your Mac. So if you go to your settings, you can set it to where your right click is the actual right click. That's what I have on mine. So I'm able to right click on the chart. Because I'm also on a Mac as well. I'm using an iMac Pro. Henry said we'll have a live meetup sometime in Orange County. Yeah, definitely, Henry. You know, I've been trying to do that for a while now, not just Orange County, but we've been trying to travel around and meet, you know, all of our members from all over. But, you know, COVID came up and it just didn't happen. But I think definitely, hopefully next year we can start having meetups with everyone in the group. Sam's asking, how's the reliability on the Tesla? I have been hearing they have quite a few issues. It's cool when you have warranty, but when it expires, it can be expensive. So reliability with the car in general, it's like a toss up for me. I haven't had too many issues, but lately I've been having a lot of issues and I think the problem is because I keep updating my car. So with a Tesla, it's like you have a brand new Tesla every day, because whenever they have an update, you can update your car. What I do is I just update it before waiting for it to like really be complete. And it was crazy. Last month, my car, like the car wouldn't turn off. It was so weird. Like it wouldn't, like the AC wouldn't turn off. My screens weren't working. So I was like screwed for like a whole day, and it was a holiday. So I couldn't get the car fixed for like a whole day. Thankfully, I have a charger here at my house. So I was able to charge it overnight. I just checked it in the morning and it was completely fine. So reliability is probably like maybe 7 out of 10 or maybe 8 out of 10. I'm probably being too hard on Tesla. But there's going to be times you're going to have issues like that. Usually the car will fix itself. It's like a computer. If you just let it run, it'll fix itself over time, or you can just reset it. But in some instances, like for me, I couldn't restart my car and I couldn't turn it off. So I just let it plug in for a while, and it just fixed itself in the morning, like after a couple hours. But yeah, I mean, I don't plan on having this car forever. I mean, this car is a fun car. It's, you know, it's a fun car. It's really fast, and it's just a fun car all in general. It's not a car that I plan on having forever, but you know, we make a decent amount here at K² to go and like switch it up when the warranty does run out. So I do agree with that as well. But it is a fun car. So like, especially right now, if gas prices are too high, I would definitely recommend getting a Tesla. But I would use a Tesla for every day. So I have a Tesla as my everyday car, and then I'm looking to buy another car, like an exotic, to drive, you know, every so often for like specific, you know, whenever I want to just have fun with my car. But probably not now because I'm looking to buy a house. So house is going to be over the exotic, of course. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Did you get it figured out? Because I see that you couldn't figure out, but you said thanks, Shawn. So I think you might have figured it out off that. Lala said, let's throw a second wedding reception in Vegas, including your members. We're your family also. We can pay for our own meals and hotels. No, definitely, Lala. And I do want to have something like that with you guys. Because, you know, like a lot of people, like there's different companies, right? You'll see different trading companies where it's not really community. You just have like one person telling everybody what to do. For me here, I want to teach you guys so that you guys can actually, you know, fish for yourself. Like I want to teach you guys how to trade, how to use the tools, how to do stuff on your own so that you guys can profit. Like, you know, looking at everyone's profits here, there's a lot of people here who actually make more profit than me. Like today, I've only locked in 2,000, right? Like we have Valley over here. Valley's been killing it. She made like 2,000 last night. You know, we have Lisa here making 500. There's a lot of people here who actually make a lot more profit than me. Like Patricia, Sisu, you know, Sisu made 3,000 last night. And that's my goal here, right? I want to make sure that you guys learn this stuff so that we can be a community. Like we're really like a family here. If you guys have been here for a while, you guys have started to notice that that we're all kind of like, you know, we're an actual community here. We're not just giving signals out, and we're not just I'm not just telling you guys what trades to take. I'm like actually teaching you guys what I'm looking at so that you guys can just mimic what I do. Because I want everyone here to be successful. You know, if I've done it, everyone else can do it as well. You know, I know that there's a small percentage of people who are profitable trading, and the reason for that is because they just don't have the proper guidance and the proper direction as to, like, you know, how to become a better trader. So definitely agree with that there. And yeah, no, we'll definitely have a reception where like everyone can make it, so that we can all get together at some point. Randy said you can live in a car, you can't drive a house. Right? Yeah, no, definitely, Randy. It's too funny. Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. Matt said, don't compare a car to home at all. Yeah, no, 100%. Sam said, I'm leaning towards more electric now because petrol prices in London are a joke, and also their daily fees that you have to pay to enter central London if your car isn't electric. Yeah, no, definitely. I do recommend getting, or yeah, Jennifer did mention the Audi e-tron. The e-tron is actually really nice. I used to like the Model S for Tesla, but I don't really like it anymore because it looks like a normal car. You might as well get a Roadster, Sam, when it comes out. Or the Audi e-tron is nice too. So I do like that too. Yeah, C6 said the Audi e-tron GT. It does look nice. Peter said C6, you could probably buy 5 of them right now with all the profits you make. Right? No, definitely. Yeah, C6 is going to have to make his way to the West Coast over here as well. Jennifer said she drove the Tesla before the e-tron, and I didn't like the handling, no shade. Yeah, I know it's a little different. You have to get used to it because I was driving a Lexus before I got my Tesla. So it is definitely a different experience. But once you get used to it, I like it. Like, you know, the whole one pedal thing is like perfect. I got used to it, and it makes the driving experience a lot easier. C6, I've been saving up towards the West Coast. It's a huge move for me. I might just give away my stuff at this point. Dean said one pedal. So if you guys haven't driven a Tesla before, there's 2 pedals. There's a brake and a gas, but when you let go of the gas, there's regenerative braking. So what happens is, like when you're driving a Tesla, if you take your foot off the gas, the car will just slow down on itself. It'll automatically brake and it'll recharge your car. So like, you know how your car is moving, it'll generate electricity through that. So technically I never use the brake pedal. I just take my foot off the gas and then it smoothly just stops on its own. So if you guys haven't done that before, I do recommend go like test drive a Tesla. It's actually pretty, it's kind of scary at first, but you get used to it. It's actually pretty fun, and it makes the driving experience so much easier. And the autopilot's cool too. I have like full autopilot on my car, so sometimes I'll just play around with it. Like I drove to Arizona one time. I was telling Rick, like I drove an entire like I think it was like it was a long drive because it was traffic. It was like 6 to 8 hours, and I took it like on straight autopilot all the way there. So it is, I mean, it is pretty crazy. Yeah. Sharon said I only floor pedals. No, exactly. And I mean, Sharon, I've been talking about McLarens lately because, or like ever since I met Sharon, we've been talking about, because I've been trying to get a 720S for a while now, but like I mentioned, I have my student loans to pay for law school. So I owe like 360,000 student loans, which I'm going to pay for this year. And then I also want to buy a house. So I have a lot of debt that I have to pay for before I can go buy an exotic. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, D said my favorite thing is renting a Tesla on Turo for a couple days. Yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, if you want to drive really fast, it's a fast car. D said drove from Phoenix, Arizona to the Grand Canyon in a Tesla, camped and slept in the Tesla at the canyon. Camo is sick. Yeah, no, definitely it is. It's really fun. It's a cool car to go travel with. C68 wants to move to San Diego. Yeah, I lived in downtown San Diego for a while, so it's definitely a great place to live. I would move there, but my family's here in Orange County, so I want to stay near them. But San Diego is obviously definitely a really good place to set your roots up. Yeah, Jennifer said, I thought of making the move to the West Coast too. Now that I have family out there, maybe. Yeah, the West Coast is, I mean, it's expensive to live out here, but if you're making pretty good money trading, then you should be fine. Like the way that I always see it, guys, is live where you want to live, right? Don't let money stop you from living where you want to live. If that's the case, just make more money, right? You'll find ways to make money. Obviously, once you start making a lot of money, it becomes a game to you, right? It's about making more and about keeping it. So, all right, guys. So I think that's it for right now. So I think that's it. Orain just took 3-minute buy, so big congrats to you, Orain. I'm done trading for the day. I gotta go boxing right now. So my boxing is at 8:30, so I gotta get out of here, drive to the gym, and get there in time. So guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys decide to trade, what I do recommend is if you guys made your profits for the day, then just call it a day. It's Friday, so it's not really a good day to be taking any unnecessary risks. But other than that, have a great rest of your morning, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll catch you guys back here on Market Open. If you guys do have questions, feel free to message me through email or Telegram, and then I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. I'm probably going to be out most of the day today, so when I get back, I will respond to you guys, and hopefully by this weekend, I'll get the new indicator out to you guys as well. So have a great weekend, guys.